Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Just in the Woods. I'm thinking this here will be a quick video about matches and, the basics on how to use them, maybe some stuff you may not know. I just picked up this box of UCO matches and like to see how they perform. So I'm sure everyone has lit matches before, used them in some type of capacity. I'm not a real big match guy when it comes to carrying them. It's not that I don't. It's always good to have multiple sources. The way I've seen it in the past, they've kind of let me down. I think there's more useful items to carry with you instead of wasting room with matches. But if you are going to carry them, I'd like to go ahead and show you, the couple options and how they perform. And that way you can decide if it's worth, putting them in your kit. You should always have matches in the house anyways. In the home, it's a good idea. Lighting candles, light your stove, things of that nature. I'm not saying that's a bad idea to carry matches with you. Not at all. There is some small advantages to having matches. It's just I don't think that they offer much more than what you're already carrying with a lighter. See, we got these paper matches here. For survival, I wouldn't use these. They're just not. They're not windproof. They're not waterproof. They're really not enough. For out in the field. But around the home, you know what I'm saying? When the wind ain't blowing, rain's not coming through your roof. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having paper matches. Here we have some what they advertise as waterproof matches, and I got a little cup of water here, and we're actually gonna test that. This is just a regular strike on the box waterproof match here. Let's actually go ahead and see how that performs. I got a little cup of water here. I'm gonna dip that in the water. Got that wet, and we'll see if this will even light. Okay, it does light. Okay, I'm down with that. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is the good thing about matches, is that you get a little stick with it. So it'll keep burning and burning and burning, not heavily. But you do have a little bit of extra fuel with you before it goes on ahead and, burns your hand. So that actually wasn't too bad. That was a little bit better than I thought as far as, that particular match lighting. This right here is another waterproof type match. They'd probably consider it a boat match. You see it has a, longer head on it. I'm going to put this in the water and see if we can get this to strike on this box as well. There we go. And that's that. That's as much as accelerant as it has, but it is still burning. It's actually about to burn me, so not bad, not too bad. So that is a good thing, is that you have a little bit extra material to burn, to give you some extra time. That is a good thing about a match, is once you get it going, you have that extra little bit. Something that you may or may not have noticed, typically when you strike a match, that ends up happening. That's exactly the point I wanted to prove. A lot of times you end up breaking it. Now we're in rough conditions, wet, cold, possibly injured. You may only have a handful of matches with you. A lot of the times you're not going to carry a full box, considering all the other stuff you're carrying. What you really want to do, instead of striking how we typically strike and end up with an issue like that, you actually want to use the strength of the match. It's a lot stronger going up and down like that than it is going sideways. So you want to use that to your advantage, and you want to kind of at an angle but strike down like that. That'll keep your matches from breaking on you when you need them most. So that's always a trick to practice. Give yourself the best chance of making it the first time. Alright, so I picked up these UCO matches. These are a UCO Stormproof match set. I have used a couple. I'm not being paid. I had to buy these. So what you end up getting is you get a container that is supposedly waterproof. We're actually going to test that to make sure that it is waterproof. You see there's a place for a striker on the outside. When you open it up, get a little bit of cotton in there. You get 2 extra strikers that come with it. And you get 25 matches. But you end up getting this guy right here. So they're a pretty good sized match. This is a standard waterproof match, so you're kind of seeing the difference. You know, it's definitely, you know, has a lot more room to work with on that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the piece of cotton that it came with, and I'm just gonna stick it down in here and seal her up, and I'm just gonna put it in this water. It floats. I had to go and get some paper towels first. Okay, we'll open her up. And still dry. No water on the inside of it. Cotton's still dry. So that does seal. That's promising. I'm actually going to just dry the outside of it here. Now we got that taken care of. Take a match. Got it in the water. It's wet. Strike it up. Let that burn just for a second. A lot of smoke. Put that in the water. Pull her back out. The light's back on up. That's pretty wild there. Not bad, not bad. I think this is going to be a reasonably fair test. See my breath out here. It's not snowing or nothing. I just picked up these sticks off the ground. They snap a little bit, but they are wet. Haven't been wearing any gloves, so my hands are cold, a little stiff. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to attempt to see if we could get a small fire started for this Kelly Kettle, boil up a cup of tea. I don't have any ferro rods, lighters, don't have anything else besides, you know, some of the tinder, you know, that I've made, and some of the wood that I've already picked, you know, off the ground here, and these particular matches. So we'll see if we can get something going. Hopefully we could get enough heat in this, start being able to dry out some of that wood there. Put some jute down. This is a little bit of fat wood. Some fat wood in there. That right there should start that up real well. This is just little inches of shavings here. That's a lot of our secret there, is getting some of that fat wood. Here's some shavings that I had from that little feather stick that I did out there. These are some bigger chunks. We're gonna go ahead and see if we could get anything to light it all with these matches here. Drop the cotton ball down there. It's not too wet though, it should be fine. Try to get it heated up a little bit. There's not a whole lot of wind out here right now. I'll try to dry some of this wet stuff. Now it does still snap. You know, you could take some time, process that down a little bit better. It will give you better results. Just got this Kelly Kettle not too long ago. Haven't used it too much yet. I'd like to start using it a little bit more. boiling now. That was a mistake. Once you got enough heat built up into it, you can get reasonably wet stuff too light. You just got to take your time and have your stuff prepared, because it has to dry out first before it ignites. But pretty much everything that you're seeing burning down there, that used to be wet. That came off the ground out here. It's been raining. Only used one match. Well, as you can see, with a little bit of preparation, even in less than ideal conditions, you could still do what you have to do. The objective of that was to make a small fire with a Kelly Kettle and to boil water enough to go ahead and make a cup of tea. If you are going to carry matches, this would be something I would recommend. Good waterproof case. You know, the matches, they do a fair job at what they're designed to do. Obviously, they're windproof, waterproof, and they burn long enough. I was able to get my tender started with just one match. I think that was pretty successful as far as that's concerned. But yeah, these seem to be fine. I might go ahead and consider carrying these myself. I'm trying to keep these videos a little on the shorter side for now. Trying to continue with this series, you know, about fire. As of right now, it's showing you what you can put in your kit. We will get to where everything is all together. We'll start going into more of the skills and specifics of the matter. You know, I always say it, set yourself up for success. Don't try to make things harder on yourself. Do your stuff at home. You know, make sure you have your tender processed, keep it dry, and that way when you go out, if it's ideal, you'll have a great time. Things will be easy. You know, you'll look like a master in front of all your friends, you know, starting the campfire. And then when things are bad and your life depends on it, you're giving yourself more of an edge, allowing yourself to make it out of that situation. That's why it's important to practice a lot of these skills. They're considered perishable. You know, you have to keep up with them. As always, I thank you for watching, and I appreciate the support. Have big plans for the future, just trying to keep it small for now and ease into it. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'll catch you out in the woods.